All right, everybody. Y'all see us here, Team Takeover. I'm here with the judge, Deshon Lloyd, right here. Got the top first place at the New York Queens Regionals. And I mean, I got a hold of him, and we're gonna see if we're gonna do this deck profile. What'd you play?
Mannadium.
Mannadium.
Apparently, it's the best deck. It can interact with everything so far, except the decks that I don't know how to play against. Which a lot of reading. There was a lot of reading during the event. But yeah, we can kind of just
right on. Jump into the deck profile. Show us what's going on.
3 right. These are usually set in stone. 3 Riem. The cards that are kind of changing are the 2 Visas. I added these overnight, like Friday, because I had awkward times of trying to get into Dissipator and try and perceive a board, but this guy really came up. In the last round, it came up trying to actually make Vicious, because I had no other way to get to another Visas. I don't like having 3 of these things because now you have too many normal summons. You only can use this guy whenever you get to Visas, which I'll show in a second because it's something different. I run actually 3 of these guys. So the concept here is to always beat Droll. Always beat Droll. That's the whole deck. I looked at from Triff. Thank you, shout outs to him. Alex, one of my homies, thank you, shout out for him to even help me play this deck. Pat Hoban, I looked at his list and I looked at all the different theories and all the different top areas, the ideas of stuff. And I seen like a regional where a guy did well with 3, but he didn't play the tuner. He said this was garbage, but it helps.
So you're doing 3 of them?
Yeah, because the idea is to always beat Droll. If you play any of the field cards, which I'll show you in a second as well, you want to add more combo pieces, and you want to already have Visas in your hand. So when they draw you, you can still end on Baron.
I get it. If you have it already, it's less adding, so you get where you got to go.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is the Visas or the Mannadium, the 4-star guy lineups.
Right.
The 3 meat, because they're the only guys you really want to play. Then the package that's pretty standard now compared to the Hero Lives is this guy is insane. I broke through an entire Dino board of Dolka with double Lars with his double Baron and Droll. This guy just hit Dolka, and I went to perceive and combo off and do everything else. I got a little report if you want to see that as well. The hand traps, is Triple Ash, and then the Spice, which I also seen as well, is Moonlight Chill. This card is silly, so I've seen a lot of people try and beat Weewoo, which is the idea. Veiler is the same thing, but Veiler is kind of conflicting with the idea of trying to use Visas if you kind of like hard draw and you have to play into it. So if you were to have Veiler, it's a light, and Visas specifically says it has to have 2 different things that don't match with it, and it's a light warrior. This doesn't match at all, so you can normal summon this thing, which has happened. It came up, and I comboed and did everything full. Veiler, just like this, really doesn't do well during your turn, so it's the whole concept. And this has a bonus effect where it burns the opponent. During my last round, my opponent burned himself for 2,800 damage before I even did any damage, so it was real easy.
Half of the work done.
Then the spells, 3 Calarium. This card is absurd. Opening this, like Pat Hoban or anybody else can play. You play with this card, it plays through Droll, plays through everything else. Shifter, it don't matter what the hand trap is. This card is crazy. Rhyphobia, because you kind of have to. It's a really good follow-up to add when you keep going. And then the Pepperoni. I still play the Pellerino because I don't like the Kashtira field card. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't synergize with what Mannadium does. It just grabs Fenrir. I don't care about that. This adds Visas, so the idea of having like 30 ways to get to Visas is absurd. So you can normal summon like almost any hand trap, and you get the same board over and over again. The Obsessions, the Scareclaws, these are on 2s. We don't play Imagination. That card is terrible. It doesn't do anything. It just draws cards. If you have a hand that plays through anything, why are you drawing more cards? It puts you in a situation where you're like, oh, I should have. I need to get to. You should already have it. It should already be over. Then the 1-ofs. We main the called by. You want, just like how any turn 1 plays, you want them to go through. Any aggressive play that you're trying to push for, this seals the deal. I'll show you the side deck to keep going, but these are my traps as well. We play this because we have to respect Typhon. That card is crazy, and this says stop Dark Ruler, any other first interaction they have. Most of the time when I have this and like Fenrir, I actually use this first, and then I hold the Fenrir because it also plays around like talents and everything else. So it's really good. This card is really good.
So you feel like Crosseye wasn't needed at all?
In the
So
main,
it cross out.
no, game
you
one,
side
the
'em.
idea is the
Side
theory is
'em.
to, yeah, 60 gameplay.
Side 'em, so yeah, maybe
I'll
cross
show you
out.
the side right now.
Yeah.
So double droll. The idea is just to have them to play against somebody that's going full combo, the mirror, or mainly just to have for
The
cross out
cross-outs,
targets
right.
themselves, which is only
So
whatever I do
side 'em.
them for. You put them in only when you're going first. Game 2 and 3, these cards really don't come in because you already have the necessary hand traps, and your main deck, what it's supposed to do is push through everything else. So you're clogging your deck up with silly stuff. Thrust, and then the thrust targets are just these guys all right here. So these boys right here. Drama Cannon wasn't sided in at all because I didn't think it was necessary. I didn't play against like Pearly or I dodged Unchained all day. I sided in D-Barrier against the Centurion guy. But then mainly these cards all day besides this. These were the safest cards I was siding in. Like these are the safest cards. Usually game 2 and 3.
Breaking boards.
If they weren't showing me whatever it was, or if I knew what it was, I would just put them more aggressive because I'm hand trapping them to death and I already have them in the main. I'm just putting in more big board breaker cards.
Makes sense.
Then Thrust already, you already know it gets to those cards.
Yeah.
That card is silly. And then the last card we play in our side is Gaga Cowboy because of the attack points. That was relevant, so that's a really cool thing. And that's my side and my extra, kind of standard, I want to say. 2 Lightheart, you already know the combos to do the plays, and if you don't, you can probably look up every other video to see it. Cross Sheep, I actually considered running this to 2. This guy plus Vicious is a lot of synergy. You can go into access code, you can run Borrelsaur, which I consider to do Appaloosa. You can make another Baron, a Changing with a Little Knight. Like, this guy is the MVP. Little Knight, this guy is really cool. The ideas of banishing TC Boo or any other weird necessary card, because that come up a lot. Hitting Fountain or like banishing a weird necessary card and doing it in main phase 2 to get 2 cards. Resetting your Baron has also come up too. This is really cool. The Appaloosa, this card, first 3 rounds I was making it consistently because I was like, oh, it's Appaloosa, landing board is this. I got Super Poly one time and I freaked out, and after that I never made this card the rest of the
You just
event.
avoid it altogether.
I did not like this card the rest of the event, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taking it out going in the future if people are going to be considering using Super Poly. Access code, this guy is absurd. He pops cards, he gets big, he closes games, he is his access code. Chasukta, the ideas of climbing into this guy or these guys come up kind of frequently. Excel actually didn't come up at all during the entire event. This guy came up way too many times. Special, adding Refrain, Arrival, another Monster Reborn, anything you want to kill them with, like the Chasukta to this or anything else, like the synergy.
Synchro Climb, yeah.
The normal Baron, I actually considered playing 2 of these things over the Appaloosa.
Really?
The ideas of changing, because I put this thing over last night when I put in the Samsaras. The ideas of getting clogged to having another 10-star when I don't want to do links is really convenient, and they're not going to play Spellbound or D-Barrier. If they did, they would already done it. The ideas of using these 2 guys, and then the fusions that we have too is this guy. 3 has never come up. Honestly, 1 is all you need. The ideas of recycling the whole thing. I don't know why 3 has ever come up for anybody.
Right.
But that's pretty much my entire list. I got XO1. My hardest matchup, if I were to say, was Centurion, because I didn't know anything of what it did. I did read a lot of cards. Everyone was really nice. There was a really good event, so shout outs to Gamer's Choice for all of that. Shout outs to Garden, Best Locals. If you haven't been, Garden's Earthly Delights, show up. You'll see us there. Shout
out to Team Takeover.
Shout out to my lady. Shout out to Carm. Thank you for letting me go to the event. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to go.
That's true too.
But shout out to my team. Obviously, you'll see us more. You'll see me on the floor more, obviously, because now I got the hard part out the way. And eventually, you'll be seeing me, so say hi.
Right on. Appreciate you getting that deck profile, man. Keep doing it big.
We'll try.
The Judge, y'all. Y'all gonna see him more.